Welcome dear students. So as part of conic sections, today we will see the second conic section, that is ellipse. Okay, now before we go into ellipse, let's see what we had done in parabola. So I said that the distance between, in parabola, the distance between the moving point, yes, so the distance between the moving point, that is P, with the fixed point, and we call that fixed point to be S, isn't it? So the distance between them is equal to, that is SP is equal to the distance of this moving point to a fixed line. So if this is my fixed line, then this distance is called PM, right? So this happened in case of a parabola, right? But in case of ellipse, there are two fixed points given to you. Okay, so in this case, what is given? Two fixed point will be given to you. Okay, now if I call this as S and S, this as S dash, okay, and if P is a moving point, then the distance between the moving point and the fixed point, that is SP and P dash, I'm sorry, SP and S dash P, the sum, okay, so this distance is SP and this distance is S dash P. Okay, now if I add these two, they will always be constant. All right, so this is the definition of your ellipse. Now if I have to draw the diagram of an ellipse, the diagram looks somewhat like this. Okay, so the diagram or the figure of ellipse looks somewhat like this, and the fixed point S and S dash, they are known as foci, the plural of focus. Okay, and they lie exactly on this line. Okay, so this is my S and this is my S dash. Okay, now this is my foci. Now the moving point, that's P, is moving along this line. Okay, so the P moves along this line and forms this, or describes this particular path. Okay, now this axis is known as, okay, so this axis is known as major axis. Remember, it is known as major axis, and this is known as minor axis. Now this length will always be equals to 2a, remember that. Okay, so this length will be 2a. So that means from here to here will be a, and from here to here will be a. So that's why if this is my center, and if I call this center to be origin, then the coordinate of this will be a comma 0. Okay, and the coordinate of this will be minus a comma 0. Okay, fine. Now this is your, okay, so this is your major axis. Now this is called your minor axis. The one which is shorter is called minor axis. So the coordinate of this will be 0 comma b. Okay, so major axis, the length of major axis, that is this, is always 2a, and the length of minor axis will always be equals to 2b. That means if this distance is 2b, then this has to be always b, and similarly this also has to be b. So that's why the coordinate of this point becomes 0 comma b, and the coordinate of this becomes 0 comma minus b. Okay, and as you all know, for parabola, or we defined conic section as SP by PM equals to E. Yes, where E is known as eccentricity. So for parabola, we know that this eccentricity is always less than 1. All right. So this is the case with ellipse. Okay. So this is the case with ellipse. Okay. Now, if E is the eccentricity, then the focus is given by, remember, AE comma 0. The coordinate of this is AE comma 0, and this becomes minus AE comma 0. Okay. And one more thing, that when we were discussing about, or when we saw the video on how the conic sections are being formed, that time we came to know about directrix as well. So basically, for every conic section there will be directrix present, isn't it? So for this also we will have the directrix, and they are located at this place, and another will be located at this place. Okay, so this is how the equation, this is how the diagram of ellipse looks like. Okay, so the detailed diagram will be given immediately after this, and like in parabola, I had given you a table, isn't it, which was useful in our problems. The same way, I'm going to give you the diagram, and I'm going to give you the what should I say? I'll give you the table as well. Okay, so in that table you will see that there are two equations given to you. So the equation of this will be x square by a square plus y square by b square equals to 1. This is the standard equation. Okay, all right, dear students, let's see the first question for the day. So question says, find the equation of the ellipse with focus minus 2 comma 3, directrix 2x plus 3y plus 4 equals to 0, and eccentricity is 4 by 5. Now again, this kind of problem we have already seen in parabola. So it's going to be very simple for us, and the prerequisite for this particular kind of problem is you should know the formula for a plus b plus c whole square. Okay, so with that, let's begin. So we always begin with, let p h comma k be a moving point. We always begin with this. Okay, and what is given to us? So given to us is S, that is the fixed point, which is focus, which is given to be minus 2 comma 3, and what is E? E is given to be 4 by 5, and as I said, 4 by 5 is less than 1 definitely, and we know that for ellipse eccentricity has to be less than 1. So we have E equals to 4 by 5. Now we know that SP by PM is equals to E, right? So in other words, SP is equals to EPM, isn't it? So we know that SP is equals to EPM, right? Now what do you mean by SP? So we have got the coordinate for S and we have got the coordinate for P, so we can find what is SP. So using distance formula, SP will be equals to square root of h minus of minus 2 is h plus 2 whole square plus k minus 3 whole square equals to E. Now how much is E? E is 4 by 5, isn't it? Now PM. Now what do you mean by PM? PM is the perpendicular distance of the point P to the directrix, right? So directrix here is 2x plus 3y plus 4 equals to 0. Yes, so that's why the perpendicular distance of h comma k to this line will be given by 2h plus 3k. Instead of x I have to write h, instead of I have to write k plus 4. So I have to write first modulus of this whole divided by square root of, so what is the quotient of h here? 2. So you have to write 2 square plus, here we have got 3, so you have to write 3 squared out here, isn't it? So after that, what do? You square on both sides, isn't it? So if I do that, then we see that we will get, okay, what should I do? Okay, for now let's keep it as it is. So we have h plus 2 whole square plus k minus 3 whole square out here. So this becomes, after squaring, so this becomes 16 by 25. Yes. Okay, so this becomes 2h plus 3k plus 4 whole square divided by, now the square root sign vanishes. So this is 2 square is 4 plus 3 square is 9. So 4 plus 9 is 13, isn't it? Okay, fine. So we have, so 25 into 13. Let's calculate that. Okay, so we have 25 into 13. So it's 325. Yes. So when you multiply these two, you'll get 325. So that 325 comes out here. Okay. So, okay. So after coming here, let's simplify this. Okay. So this is a plus b whole square. So a plus b whole square is a square plus 2ab plus b square. Yes, plus we have a minus b whole square. So it is a square minus 2ab plus b square. Okay, so we have got 16 out here. So let's keep 16 here only. So we have a square plus b square plus, I'm sorry, a plus b plus c whole square. Now we know that this is equals to a square plus b square plus c square plus 2 into, see here carefully, a b plus b c plus c a, isn't it? So this is the formula. So let's put the values now. So what is a for me? A is, as you can clearly see, a is 2h. So 2h, b is 3k, c is 4. So we have 2ab. So a, b, b, c, c, and a is 2h. Okay, so I have applied the formula. Now our job is to simplify this. Okay, so we have 325. This is h square plus 4h plus k square minus 6k. So this 2 square is 4, 4 plus 9. Yes, so 4 plus 9 is again 13 equals to 16. So we have, this is 4 h square plus 9 k square. Okay, so this is 16, isn't it? 4 square is 16 plus, okay, so let's see how much is this. So 2 into 3, 6 hk into 2 is 12 hk. So we have got 12 hk out here plus, okay, so 3 into 4 is 12, 12 into 2 is 24 k plus, okay, 4 into 2 8, 8 into 2 is 16 h. I hope this thing is clear to you. Okay, now our job is to bring everything to the left hand side. Okay, so now it's a huge task for us because we need to multiply big numbers out here. So we have got 325. So 325 into 1 is 325 h square plus, let's multiply this, 4 5 is 20 carried over 2. Let me write it here. So 4 5 is 20 carried over 2, 4 2 is 8, 8 plus 2 is 10 carried over 1, 4 3 is 12 plus 1 is 1300 h plus 325 into k square is 325 k square, yes, minus 6 into 325, yes, so 6 5 is 30 carried over 3, 6 2 is 18 plus 3 is 21 carried over 2, 6 3 is 6 5 is 30 carried over 3, 6 2 is 12, 12 plus 3 is 15, so it is 15 carried over is 1, 6 3 is 18, 18 plus carried over 1 is 19, so 1950 k is there, Okay, so or else you can make use of your calculator in order to save time. So we have, so after multiplication we get that much. So let's bring everything to the left hand side and simplify this. So when you bring everything to the left hand side and simplify, you will get this much. I know this is a very boring topic, but you have to work. There is no option for you. Okay, so as I said, we have got this to be simplified version, but at last what do you need to do is you need to replace h by x and k by y. Okay, so that part you will do by yourself. So you have to write, therefore the equation of the ellipse is, so you have to write the same, but in place of h you have to write x and you have to write y in place of k. So pause the video and note it down. Now, like in parabola, here I'm giving you this table to memorize. So keep practicing the sums. You will definitely come to know about the formula by yourself. Okay, so basically you just need some practice in order to get memorized with the table which is provided on the screen right now. So I assume that you have gone through the table which was provided in the screen. Okay, so with that, let's begin with this. So question says, find the eccentricity coordinates of foci and length of lattice rectum of the following ellipse. So I have not given the ellipse. Now I'm giving you the first one is, so the first one is 4x square plus 9y square is equal to 1. Okay, so one thing that you need to remember is whenever you are given ellipse in this way, you always need to write this in standard form. Okay, so if you write in standard form, this will become, okay, so you know what is standard form. Standard form looks like this: x square by a square plus y square by b square equals to 1. Okay, now sometimes what happens is, here you won't be given 1. For example, if it is given 16 out here, then in order to make it 1, what do? You have to divide both sides by 16. So that's how you have to do. But since it is not given, so it's fine for me. It's 1 here, but here we should have denominator here, isn't it? So let's create denominator. So if you want to create this denominator, you have something by 1, this by 1. Yes? Okay. But in the numerator, coefficient of x square is 4 out here. What is the coefficient of x square out here? Nothing. 1 is there, right? So we have to remove this 4. Now how can you remove this 4? This 4 can be removed in this way. See here carefully. So we keep it only x square. This 1 is there, no? So below this 1 goes this 4. Is this true? Yes. Please check it. You will get this only. So this 4 goes below this 1. Similarly, here this y square is there. This 9 will go below 1. Okay. So this is equals to 1. Now we have got some perfect square out here, isn't it? But here we have just written 1 by 4. So if I write this in terms of square, then this becomes x square by 1 by 2 whole square plus y square by 1 by 3 whole square equals to 1. Okay. Now if you see here, what is A? A is 1 by 2 and what is B? B is 1 by 3. So here A is 1 by 2 and B is 1 by 3. Now if I ask you which one is greater, you will see that A is greater than B. You always need to keep this thing in mind, okay, because there are two formula, remember, or two ellipse where you have got A is greater than B in one case and in another case you have A is less than B. Okay, so we clearly see that A is greater than B. Now they are asking what is the eccentricity. Now go to that table, go to the case where A is greater than B. There you see that eccentricity is given by the formula square root of 1 minus B square by A square. This is the formula, isn't it? So let's put the value and see. So we have square root of 1 minus b square. So b square is 1 by 9. So this is your b square, isn't it? So b square is 1 by 9. Okay, so let me directly do it out here. So this this division becomes multiplication. A square is 1 by 4. So this 1 by 4 will turn upside down. Yes. So I have to write the reciprocal of that. That is 4 by 1. Okay. Fine. So we get this is square root of 1 minus 4 by 9. So to simplify this, you will get square root of 5 by 9. And how much is this? This is square root of 5 by 3. So this is my eccentricity. So we got our first answer, that is eccentricity. Next is coordinates of foci. Okay, so let's find what is the coordinates of foci. So coordinates of foci is given by, if you look at the table, the foci is given by plus minus AE comma 0, isn't it? Yes. So let's put the value now. So we have plus minus A. A is how much? A is equals to half. And what is E? E is root 5 by 3 comma 0. Okay. Simplify this. This will turn out to be plus minus square root of 5 by 2 into 3 is 6 comma 0. So this will be the coordinates of your foci. Next is, okay, so we have founded the foci. Next we need to find what is length of lattice rectum. Okay, so length of lattice rectum. So I am writing LR. So if you again go to that table, you will see that length of lattice rectum is given by 2b square by A. Let's put the value now. So b square. Okay, so let me write this as 2. B square is how much? B square is 1 by 9, isn't it? So b square is 1 by 9. Now if I make this divided by 2 into, if I convert this line to into, then A, which is half, will reciprocal itself, isn't it? And we'll get 2 by 1. So what is the length of lattice rectum from here? So when you simplify this, this will turn out to be 4 by 9, and you have to write units because this is the length, isn't it? So that's all is asked in this particular question. So pause the video and note it down. Alright, so now we are given this particular questions which says find the equation of the ellipse whose foci are 4, 0, minus 4, 0 and eccentricity is 1 by 3. So this time both the foci are given. Okay, so if one focus is given, we need to have one directrix and eccentricity in order to find the equation of ellipse. But this time, instead of directrix, they have directly given us both the foci, isn't it? Now foci, if you see here, this is plus 4, this is minus 4. Okay, so that's why, see here carefully, foci is given to be plus minus 4, 0, isn't it? Yes. Okay, and eccentricity is given to be 1 by 3. Alright, now if you see or if you compare the coordinate of foci in that table, you'll find that this is plus minus AE, 0, isn't it? So this is what? This is plus minus AE, 0 equals to plus minus 4, 0. Now why only this? Because the other formula says it is 0, plus minus BE. That is 0 is in the abscissa. But here we see that 0 is there in the ordinate. So that's why I need to choose this formula. Okay, fine. So if this is so, then this means that AE is equals to 4, isn't it? So this means that AE is equals to how much? This is equals to 4. Right. Now, in order to find, see here carefully, in order to find the equation of ellipse, it is x square by a square plus y square by b square equals to 1. So basically we need the value of a and b, isn't it? So from here, let's calculate what's the value of a. So a we don't know, E is known, which is 1 by 3. So this is 4. So from here we see that A is equals to 3 into 4, that is 12. So we got the value of A. Now we need to know what is the value of B as well, isn't it? Now from where do we know, or from where we are going to find the value of B? The value of B will always be founded using this particular formula or from E. Okay, now we know that as E is equals to 1 by 3. Now what is formula for eccentricity? It is square root of, okay, now again go back to the same table. Okay, from wherever you picked up this, you have to pick from the same column what is the formula for E. Now you see that the formula for E is square root of 1 minus B squared by A squared. Yes, so this is my eccentricity. So this is equals to 1 by 3. Okay, let's get rid of this square root sign. I don't like this. So let's remove. So in order to remove, we need to square both sides, isn't it? So when you square this, then you have 1 minus B squared by A squared. Now what is A? A is 12. So A squared becomes 144 equals to 1 by 9. You have squared both sides, remember. Okay, now what you do is you take this to the left hand side, take this to the, you take this particular thing to the right hand side and take this to the left hand side. So if you do that, then let's see what do we get. So from here we get that it is 1 minus 1 by 9 is equals to B squared by 144. Alright, so from here we have, so there's a 8 by 9 equals to B squared by 144. So do the cross multiplication and find the value. So we have 8 into 144 by 9. Class गर्दैछु. Now we see that 144 and 3 they gets cancelled. 144 and 9 they gets cancelled. Yes, so 9 ones are 9, 9 ones are 9, carried over, or remainder is 5. It is 54. It is 8, isn't it? So it is 6, not 8. It is 6, right? So what is the value of B squared from here? So B squared turns out to be 8 into 16. So multiply 8 and 16. Okay, so B squared turns out to be 128. Now do we need to find the value of B? No, because in our equation of ellipse we have B squared, isn't it? So therefore equation of the ellipse is, so see here carefully, x squared by A squared plus y squared by B squared equals to 1. Let's put the value now. So we have x squared by A squared. So A squared is 12 squared, which is 144, plus y squared by B squared. And how much is B squared? B squared is 128 equals to 1. So this is the equation of the required ellipse. So you may pause the video and note it down. Alright, now you need to find the equation of the ellipse in the standard form. So standard form means x squared by A squared plus y squared by B squared equals to 1, whose minor axis is equal to the distance between the foci. Okay, so basically what is happening is minor axis is equal to, right? So given is minor axis. So what do you mean by minor axis out here? Minor axis means 2b. Okay, length of the minor axis. So given is 2b is equals to distance between the foci. Okay, so you know that the coordinate of one foci is AE, 0, and the other one is minus, okay, so this is my minus AE, 0, and this is AE, 0. Yes, so what will be the distance? So the distance between them will be, use distance formula. Okay, so if you use distance formula, you'll find that this is equals to 2AE. Okay, or if you want to see, you need not use distance formula. So for example, if this is minus 3 comma 0 and if this is 3 comma 0, then what will be the distance between them? Obviously it will be 6. Okay, so it's quite easy. Okay, fine. So basically the distance between two foci is given to be minor axis. Yes, so this is equals to 2 AE for me. So from here, what do we see? We see that the value of B is equals to AE. Okay, and one more thing is given to you, and that is the lattice rectum is given to be 10. Okay, and lattice rectum. So lattice rectum is how much? It is given to be 10, right? So what is the formula for lattice rectum? It is 2b square by a is equals to 10. And from here you get that b square is equals to how much? You'll get this to be 5a, right? Okay, now if you call this as 1 and this as 2, okay, so if you call this as 1 and 2, now what am I going to do is, since we have got b square out here, let's square 1. Okay, after squaring 1, I'm going to use 2 in the squared part. Okay, so squaring 1 and using 2, let's see what do we get. So squaring this, we'll get b square. Yes, so b square is equal to a square into e square, right? Now, okay, so using 2, let's not use 2 for now, so just square 1. So after squaring 1, we get this, isn't it? And what is e square? E square, using that formula for eccentricity, you'll see that this e square is equals to 1 minus b square by a square. Now you might be wondering, where is square root sign? That has vanished due to this square sign. Simplify this, so you will get that b square is equal to a square into a square minus b square by a square. Yes, so a square and a square gets cancelled, so b square is equals to a square minus b square. So from here you see that this b square comes out here, so becomes 2b square is equals to a square. Okay, so from here what do we see is, see here carefully, from here we see that b square, okay, so from here b square turns out to be equal to a square by 2. All right, okay, let me call this as 3. Now I'm going to use this value for b square in 2. Okay, so using using 3 in 2, let's see what do we get. So instead of b square, I'm writing a square by 2 is equal to, we have got 5a, right? So from here we see that a square turns out to be 10a, so a and a gets cancelled, so we have got a is equals to 10. So we got the value of a. Now our job is to get the value for b, and that can be obtained again using equation number 2. So using from 2, okay, so from 2 we have b square is equals to 5a, isn't it? So 5 into a is 10. So from here we see that b square turns out to be 50. Okay, so therefore equation of the ellipse is again x square by a square. Question says you have to find in standard form, so x square by a square by y square plus y square by b square is equals to 1. Let's put the value, so x square by a square is 10, so 10 square is 100 plus y square by b square. Now what is b square out here? B square is 50 equals to 1. Okay, so this is my answer for this particular question. So you may pause the video and note down. So this time I have got this particular equation given to me. So you are expected to find the center, lengths of the axis, eccentricity and foci of the following. Let's see how to do this. Again, this kind of problem we have seen in case of parabola also, where we made use of something called shifting of origin. Remember, we substituted x dash and y dash. Yes, the same thing will be done here as well. Okay, so let's see how to do this. Before we do this, I would like to say that the constant things will be sent to the right hand side, and here I see the only constant is 4, so that will be sent to the right hand side. So if I do that, then we have to group together the same variables. For example, here we have got x, here also we have got x, so x has to be kept together. Okay, and the leftover is y, so that will be kept together. So 4y square minus 8y is equal to minus 4. As I said, the constant has to be sent to the right hand side. Now in parabola, what we did, we changed this into perfect squares, if you remember. Yes, same thing will be done, but you need to remember one thing is the square of the variable. For example, here x square is there and here we have got the y square. Both should have the coefficient to be equals to 1. Okay, so here we see that the coefficient is 3, right? So in order to make this coefficient to be 1, let me keep 3 common. Okay, so if I keep 3 common, then we get here x square, and from here we get 4x. Yes, similarly here we see that 4 is the coefficient, so this 4 will be kept outside, so we can write this as y square minus 2y equals to minus 4. I hope this thing is clear to you. Okay, fine. So now if you see here, the quotient of x square is 1 and the quotient of y square is also 1. Now we are ready to write this in terms of perfect square. Let's see how to write this. So this is 3 into a square is x square, minus is there, so that's why I have to write 2a is x into b. Now we need to choose b in such a way that we get 4x. Obviously that number will be 2. Yes, so this is a square minus 2ab. So 2 is my b, so that's why I have to write b square as 2 square. This is extra, this has to be compensated in the right hand side. Okay, practice more, you will definitely understand this. If you don't practice, then you won't get anything. Okay, so the same thing will be done here as well. So 4 is there, so y square, this is a square minus 2a. Now to choose b in such a way so that I'll get 2y. So obviously that number is 1. So if this is my b, then I have to write b square also. So again this has to be compensated in the right hand side. So we have in the right hand side minus 4. Yes. So let us see what are the things that needs to be compensated. So we have 3 plus 2 square is there, right? So it is actually 3 into 2 square. So that's why I'm writing 3 into 2 square out here. Okay, open the bracket, 3 and this. Okay, so 3 into 2 square, 3 into 2 square, both gets cancelled, so ultimately you will get the same thing. Okay, same thing will be done here as well, but we are here we have got plus 4, okay, into 1 square. So plus 4 into 1 square. Okay, let's see how much is this. So this is 3 into, can I write this as x minus 2 whole square? Yes, so this can be written as 4 into y minus 1 whole square, isn't it? So this is equals to minus 4, this is plus 4, both gets cancelled. So 3 into 4 is 12. Okay, now if you want to convert this into standard form, what you need to do is, okay, so this has to be replaced by x dash, if you remember. Okay, so this can be written as 3 x dash square, shifting of origin, remember. Okay, now here we need to make it 1. So we need to divide both sides by 12 as well. So I'll do that also here only. So here we have got 4 into, this is y dash square by 12. So here we will get 12 by 12, which is equals to 1. Okay, so let me write it 12 only. So 12 by 12. Okay, now where you have to write, so you have to write where x dash is equals to x minus 2 and y dash is equal to, y dash is y minus 1. Okay, so now we are ready to write this in standard form. So this becomes x dash square by, how much is this? This is 4 plus this is y dash square by, this is 3, isn't it? So can I write this 4 as 2 square? Yes, and this 3 can be written as square root of 3 square equals to 1. Okay, so here we see that this is a, so this means that a is 2 and b is root 3. Okay, so we got the value of a and b here. Now you are asked to find the center. Okay, now for any standard form, that is x square by a square plus y square by b square equals to 1, what will be the center? Center will be origin, isn't it? So that's why, see here carefully. So my center is, so this time we have x dash and y dash as the variables. See here carefully. Yes, so we have center, this x dash comma y dash is equal to 0 0. Now for this kind of equation, this is my standard form, my center will be origin, as you all know. But what is the value of x dash? X dash is x minus 2, isn't it? So instead of x dash I am writing x minus 2 and y dash is y minus 1 equals to 0 comma 0. So from here, what is x comma y? Because ultimately we are interested in x and y, because our equation contains x and y, isn't it? So that's why from here x and y turns out to be 2 and 1. So that's why my center is 2 comma 1 in this case. Okay, we have already seen this kind of problem. Let's see another one. Next we have to find length of the axis, that is major axis and minor axis. Okay, so that's pretty simple. So major axis, next is major axis, which is given by 2a. Yes, so this is the length of major axis. So we have 2a. A is how much? A is 2, right? So this is equals to 2 into 2, that is 4 units. Next is minor axis. So what is minor axis? Minor axis is 2b. So 2 into b is how much? B is root 3. So that's why my answer turns out to be 2 root 3 units. Okay. Next is eccentricity. So E is calculated using this formula. Okay, so again A and B, which one is bigger? Obviously A is bigger. Okay, so that's why my formula for eccentricity is this one. So let's apply square root of 1 minus b square. So what is b square? So b square is root 3 square, right? So root 3 square is 3 by a square. A is 2, so that's why a square becomes 4. So simplify this, this will turn out to be square root of 1 by 4, which is half. Okay, so we got the eccentricity. Now we need to find what is the foci. Again, foci will be found using somewhat like this. So let me write foci out here. So foci. So again, for this standard form, our foci will be plus minus AE comma 0. Okay. Now, what is x dash, y dash? X dash is x minus 2 and y dash is y minus 1 equals to plus minus, see here carefully, what is A? A is 2, yes. So A is 2 and what is E? E is half, isn't it? So this and this gets cancelled, so we have got only 1 out here. Okay, so from here we see that x comma y will be equals to, so this 2 goes over there, becomes plus 2. So plus minus, how much is there? 1 is there. So we have got 0 out here. So this minus 1 goes over there, becomes plus 1. So 0 plus 1 is how much? So 0 plus 1 is 1. Now there are two things out here. See here carefully. So we have got 2 plus 1 comma 1. Yes. And other one is 2 minus 1 comma 1. Isn't it? So the two foci are, so 3 comma 1 and another one is 1 comma 1. So these are the foci for this particular ellipse. Okay, so you may pause the video and note it down. Okay, now you are asked to find the equation of the ellipse whose foci are at this and which passes through 4 comma 1. Now again, if you go to that particular table, you'll find that the equation, that is the standard equation x square by a square plus y square by b square equals to 1, will have a greater than b, because only in that case we have focus or foci somewhat like this. Okay, so let the equation, for example, first and foremost, let me write, let the equation be x square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1. Okay, so let me call this as equation number 1. Okay, now it is given. Okay, so first let me use this. Okay, so therefore foci, that is plus minus for this. Okay, so I'm writing a is greater than b also. Okay, so given is plus minus a comma 0 is equals to plus minus 3 comma 0, isn't it? So focus is given to be this much. So from here, the conclusion that I can make is a is equal to 3. Now let's square both sides. Now why am I squaring? You will definitely understand. So a square is equals to 9. So from here, a square is equal to formula for e square. Again, we have simplified that. So you see that after simplification, it becomes a square minus b square by a square. Yes. So this is equals to 9. So this and this gets cancelled. So from here, a square minus b square is equals to 9. So that's why a square turns out to be b square plus 9. Let me call this to be equation 2. Okay, fine. Now, another thing that is given to us is the equation 1, that is the ellipse, passes through 4 comma 1. So that means if 4 comma 1, okay, so if the ellipse is passing through 4 comma 1, that means this 4 comma 1 is exactly lying on the curve. Yes. Now, if it lies on the curve, then we can substitute the value of x to be 4 and the value of y to be 1. Okay. So, as 1 passes through what? 4 comma 1, we have, so what do we have? Let's see. Okay, so we have, instead of x I can write 4, so we have 4 square by a square plus y square, so y is 1, isn't it? So 1 square by b square is equal to 1. So from here, basically I'm going to arrive at the quadratic equation. So let's substitute the value of a square. A square is b square plus 9, isn't it? So 4 square is 16. So instead of a square, I'm writing b square plus 9 plus 1 square is 1. So this is b square plus 1. Okay. So here, what am I going to do is, I'm writing let b square is equals to m to make our work easy. Okay. So therefore, we can have, or we write this as, therefore, we have 16 by b square is m. So m plus 9 plus 1 by b square, that is 1 by m is equal to 1. Now from here, we will arrive at the quadratic equation. Let's see. So we have LCM is m into m plus 9. So you will get this to be 16m plus m plus 9 equals to 1. So do the cross multiplication. So this into 1 becomes m into m plus 9. So this is equals to 16 plus 1, that is 17 m plus 9. So open up the bracket. So you'll get m square plus 9m. Yes. So this comes out here becomes minus 8m minus 9 equals to 0. Solve this quadratic equation. So when you solve this or when you factorize this, this will turn out to be m minus 9 into m plus 1 equals to 0 after factorization. So this means therefore m is equals to 9 or m is equal to minus 1. That is, what is m actually? M is b square, right? So b square is 9 or b square is equals to minus 1. Now see here carefully, b square equals to minus 1. Is this possible? No, because we cannot have the square of any number to be negative. Can we have? No, right? So this is not possible. So if it is not possible, then what can be done is we can take the value of b square to be 9. Okay, so we got the value of b square. Now our job, in order to find the equation, our job is to find a square, which is or which can be obtained using equation 2. Okay, so using 2, we have a square is equals to b square, that is 9 plus 9, which is 18, right? So we got the value of a square, we have the value for b square as well. So substitute the value of a square and b square in equation 1, you'll get your answer. Therefore equation of the ellipse is x square by a square, that is 18, plus y square by b square, that is 9, is equal to 1. So this will be my answer for this particular question. Pause the video and note it down. Now let's see the last question. So question says, find the equation of the set of all points, the sum of whose distances from the points 3, 0 and 9, 0 is 12. Now, they have not said that you need to find the equation of ellipse, but indirectly they are asking you the same. You know why? Because I said in the beginning that what is ellipse? Ellipse is the curve whose or the set of points whose sum of the distances from two fixed points is always a constant. That's what I said, isn't it? So the same thing is happening here. There are 2 points given to you, that is 3, 0 and 9, 0. Okay, and you are finding, or you are asked to find the set of all points, the sum of whose distances from 3, 0 and 9, 0 is given to be 12. That means if this is my S and if this is my S dash, and if that point P is there, then SP plus S dash P will be equals to 12. So 12 is a constant, isn't it? So basically they are asking you to find the equation of ellipse. Okay, so let's see how to find this. Okay, now let PHK be a moving point. So that's what you can start with. Okay, so and it is given that is S is what? 3, 0 and S dash is given to be 9, 0. Okay, so according to question we are having that SP plus S dash P is equals to 12. Yes, now let's put the value out here. So SP, use distance formula, so you have got S, you have got P, so you have H minus 3 whole square, so H minus 3 whole square plus K minus 0 whole square plus square root of, so S dash is this one, so we have H minus 9 whole square plus k minus 0 whole square again is equal to 12. That's what is given to us. Now quickly let's simplify this. Okay, so this can be written as, see here carefully, so this can be written as, okay, so what you can do here is you can square again. Okay, so let's square both sides. Squaring, okay, let's not square right now, let's simplify this. So we have, this is h minus 3 whole square plus k square is there, yes, so this can be written as 12. Let me take this to that side. So we have h minus 9 whole square plus k square, yes. Now let's square both sides. Okay, so squaring both sides. So when you square both sides, what will happen here? This square root sign will vanish. So ultimately you will get here h minus 3 whole square plus k square, yes. So this is a minus b whole square. Now a minus b whole square can be written as a square, so this is my a, plus b square. So let's write plus b square first. So b square means this is square, so this square becomes h minus 9 whole square plus k square, yes, minus 2 a is 12 and b is this full thing, that is h minus 9 whole square plus k square. Okay, so here we see that k square and k square gets cancelled. Okay, so from here again we have, see here carefully, so this is h square, expand this, so that you'll get 6h plus 9 equals to 144 plus this is h square minus 18h plus 81, yes, minus 24 into square root of, okay, so if you want to simplify this, that's also fine. So this is h square minus 18h plus 81 plus k square. Okay, so again here h square and h square gets cancelled. Okay, now let me send this everything to right hand side and let me take this part to the left hand side. So if I do that, then I'll see, or I'll get that this 24 square root of h square plus k square minus 18h plus 81. So that's what we get, isn't it? So if I send everything to right hand side, we have, see here carefully, we have got minus 18h, right? So this goes over there because plus 6. So 18 minus 6 is 12. So we have got minus 12h. Okay, fine. So we have got 144 plus 181. Okay, so let's use 144 plus 81. So this goes over there, becomes minus 9. So you'll get 216 out here. Okay, so 216. So is there anything else left? No. So we get only this much out there. Okay, fine. Now okay, so can you do one thing? Can we divide both sides by 12? Let's see. So if you divide this by 12, then you will get 2 out here, isn't it? So you will get how much? You'll get 2 square root of h square plus k square minus 18h plus 81 equals to, if you divide this by 12, then you should get 18, I guess. So you'll get 18 minus h. Okay, now again to get rid of the square root sign, you will square both sides. Okay, so let's square. So squaring both sides, so you'll get, this becomes 4. Now the square root sign vanishes and you'll get h square plus k square minus 18h plus 81 is equal to, so this is 18 minus h, yes, so 18 minus h whole square. Okay, so let's quickly simplify this and see how much do you get. Okay, so after simplification you will get this much. All right, now if this is the final thing after simplification, then after that you can write the equation of the ellipse is, okay, so actually this is not asked, right? So you can write the equation of the set of all points, the sum of whose distance is from this is 12 is this. So that's what you can write at the end. So with this, we close for the day. Thank you very much.